This memorial, located by the Rappahannock River and Chancellorsville, commemorates the Battle of Chancellorsville, which occurred from April 30th to May 6th in 1863, and was between the Confederates and the Union, with the Confederates having been led by General Robert E. Lee, and with the Union having been led by General Joseph Hooker. This was Joseph Hooker's first major battle after Ambrose Burnside had been fired due to the defeat at Fredericksburg. This was shortly after Fredericksburg. The battle resulted in 14,000 Union casualties and 10,000 Confederate casualties. As mentioned before, this memorial is located by the Rappahannock River. The centerpiece of this memorial is a fountain. The fountain represents, with its water, the Rappahannock River, which is crucial in the battle. Is on one side you had the Confederates, on the other side you had the Union. They were fighting for control over the banks, and the Union was trying to cross fords and crossings, and they were fighting around those fords, and as represented by the smaller pools. Those are the crossings and fords, which the Union tried to cross throughout the battle, as it was an offensive for the Union for a long time. It did turn into a defensive at some points, but the outer part of the main fountain is a stone wall representing the Confederate General Stonewall Jackson, who led an important flank attack in the battle. However, there is a break in this stone wall, as one night Stonewall Jackson was shot by his own soldiers because they mistook him for the enemy. This eventually led to pneumonia and his death. Now, on the Confederate side, we have flowers. These are red trilliums. They represent the South, and the individual flowers represent the soldiers who died in this battle. On the other side, we have the Union. We have asters, which represent the dead Union soldiers. Furthermore, we have the generals, as mentioned before. We have Hooker. Hooker was, as I said, this was an important battle for him. He was very determined he was ready for this battle, and it was important for him because of the loss of motivation before at Fredericksburg. Now, it took him a while to get even motivation for this battle. And now the other general here, in the smaller fountain here, these are both smaller fountains, so much smaller than the main one. The smaller fountain is for Robert E. Lee, and this was supposedly his greatest victory of the war. Now, as a visitor's center, we have the Chancellorsville farmhouse. While being a visitor center, this also represents a very important part of the war, as Chancellorsville was basically just this farmhouse at this time. And it was a place where the Union eventually took control, and they used as like a meeting place for a while. And the other building that we have in the memorial is a memorial to another part of the battle, which was at Salem Church, a different location than where the battle was originally fought, because the Union eventually retreated to that position.